Hey, hey. All right, guys, let's take a look. What is a message for the 26th from the ancestors, the guides, whatever it may be? We have the Hermit. This is the end of the Hermit's journey. Okay, so if there's going to be a specific message, this could be about a Virgo or just somebody who's been in that Virgo Hermit energy. They've been working diligently, paying attention to the little specifics. This is somebody who's keeping to themselves. And I think that the message here on the 26th is we're at the final stretch. In fact, what our character does next is they're emerging from that quiet alone time, and they're about to be out in this brilliant sunlit energy, and they're about to be heading down this road. You notice that we literally have somebody who's walking up the final set of stairs, and then we can tell they've been like in the dark basement. Now they're going to be in this brilliant sunlight, and now life is going to pick up pace. So it's a big like gear shift on the 26th. It's very exciting. I like big gear shifts. We've got the 3 of Swords upright. Okay, big gear shift from this is like leaving heartbreak in the rear view mirror. That old, maybe somebody's going to get a new vehicle too, a new car. Definitely feels like somebody is driving someplace, but they are like very physically aware that it's not running away from problems. Our character already worked through the problems, but they're seeing the heartbreak for what it was. And I'm going to say this way, it was a total. Yeah, it was a total. There wasn't anything to recover. So, it always sucks, especially if you love your car. It sucks if it gets crunched or if, it's not going to be drivable again. I've had totals in my life, and it was like, oh, I loved the green bean, and the green bean got totaled. Somebody really rear-ended me. But that, when you know a total, there's nothing more to do. It's time to just let it go. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to do. There's nothing. It can't be recouped. It can't be fixed. It's just done. And with that tower there, it is better. And now that our character has that perspective, they're realizing something that was over is over. But you know what? We're going to go get that new car, and we're going to move on, and we're going to actually probably end up in a better vehicle. It feels like, and I'm not saying somebody's crashing their car. I'm using this as the metaphor for the relationship is actually over and we're moving forward. What, the other thing to really pay attention to is, even though it is, it can feel like a disaster when something crashes down and it's over. But let's go back to the analogy of if a car gets totaled, the most important part that we didn't pay attention to is we walked away. We're still good. We're the most important thing. That car wasn't important. Our life is important. And we walked away from that mess. And we're alive, so we should celebrate. Same thing. If we walk away from a relationship because it's over, it was a mess, it was a betrayal, it was a heartbreak. You know what? That betrayal, that heartbreak is not as important as our beautiful life is. And guess what? We're still standing. So it's actually, this has a very celebratory, positive vibe to it. We got this 10 of Wands. It's very much like, oh my God, it's such a relief. I don't have to feel sad about this. And I don't have to, I feel like somebody's been jaw clenching, like sleeping with their jaw really tight, because I feel like this is somebody who's like, oh my God, I can loosen my jaw. I feel like my shoulders are relaxing. I feel like what a relief sometimes to just call it a total. It's over. It's done. That's less stressful sometimes than trying to figure out, oh my God, are they going to come back and fix it? Are we going to still be together? We're going to figure out a way to make this thing patch up and work. Sometimes we want things patched up, and sometimes things are patchable. Other times it's not. And it's more of a relief to just be like, oh God, I don't have to deal with that anymore. That's totally like off my plate. That relationship, that person, their drama, the betrayal, it's literally already over. So I don't even have to revisit it. Well, damn, that's nice. You just freed me up. If we can see it that way, it's very positive. It's very much a relief. And I feel like that's what it is for our character. We have Temperance. Oh my God. Talk about a sense of peace. By the way, our character has been showing up as Aries energy, Virgo energy, and now Sagittarius energy. Doesn't matter. It's just, some of the zodiacs that our character could potentially be, or be shifting their energy toward, and other placements in their chart or something. Ace of Swords. clarity, like, what a huge amount of relief. My guides have been with me all this time. And now I think it's going to be crystal clear that somebody's guides have been saying, let them go. Like, do not, use the sword of truth. You already knew that they weren't the person. They weren't the one that was going to go the distance anyway. I have to say, I don't think the guides liked whoever this was, because they kept trying to give like little signs here. We got the feather coming out a couple times. I feel like our character is going to be receiving some kind of like, maybe they'll notice birds a little bit more on the 26th. By the way, be mindful if we're walking and looking up, pause, get into a safe space and then look up. Don't get distracted while driving. Don't get distracted while walking and walk into the street. Sorry, just public service announcements on this. It's just making me think, if we're noticing birds and we're paying attention and we're wondering what they're saying to us. I'm famous for this. There's some crows that really like to yak at me and my dog loves birds. And I have to first get us into a safe spot, and then we can stop and converse with the birds. But I just feel like there's going to be little symbols that are like cheering our character on. And I think that they're the messages like from the ancestors, from the guides, like, yes, you got the memo. We wanted you to move on. We wanted you to let go of this total and feel lighthearted over it. Know that your life goes on and you have more opportunities. This is the Two of Wands. Even though the Two of Wands can be like, oh, but I'm at a crossroads, I don't know which way to go. I don't ever look at that in that way on this particular card in this particular deck, because what we see is a character who's actually looking through a telescope. That means that they're very focused on this one direction that they want to go, this one avenue, this one place that they want to be. And it's like full steam ahead. I want to go this way. I know exactly where I want to go. This is really nice for this character. This is exactly the direction that they should be going for themselves. Embodiment of Pentacles. I feel like our character is either already more attracted to a much more calm, peaceful, accomplished, possibly divine masculine, possibly earth sign masculine. And it's like, why am I not just putting my energy toward them, gravitating toward them? I know what I'm interested in. I'm interested in them. We have the Sun card and we have the Eight of Swords. Very much about the clarity of which direction I want to go. I want to gravitate toward that person. I've been holding myself back from somebody better, somebody I'm more interested in, somebody I'd rather flirt with, someone I'd rather spend time with. Now somebody could be taking a drive through a forested area and then going to the ocean. They could be having like a really great day at the beach. This could be like right, around this whole, like holiday weekend kind of vibe. I feel like our character is just really like enjoying the fact that they can see so clearly now where they were held back, where they were stuck, and that they're not stuck anymore. Can I see just a little bit more on who or what that King of Pentacles represents? Is that a new person? We have the Chariot. It represents the path ahead that is very confident. This is somebody listening to their intuitive path. They're emotionally like convinced this is the right way to go, and they're very committed to it. This seems like, by the way, that's Cancerian energy. I feel like somebody is trusting their guides more than they ever have. It does make me think that if there is a divine masculine, that possibly this feminine, who could be our lead character, has been interested in, she may go ahead and make a move in his direction. She may be watching signs and symbols and saying, you know what, now that I realize the guides have told me, let go of that, heartbreak of the past, let go of that relationship that was totaled and feel lighter and brighter about it. Now that I can see that I've known this all along, I've had dozens of confirmations, now I can see it so clearly, then let me pay attention. What other signs have the guides been giving me? Well, this King of Pentacles really stands out to me, has for a long time. My eyes are drawn to him, or this could be somebody that she's only known this person online, or this could be somebody that she's, inspired by, or this could be somebody in her real life. But she may be recognizing that This is yet another sign or symbol from my guides that are like, you keep paying attention to him for a reason. You know that he's important, or you know that you would like to connect to him. Now, we may have a plot twist, and she may be thinking about a King of Pentacles that she would like to give an apology to. And it could be like, as she's freeing herself from some previous thing, it's making her think about other people in her life, other connections in her life. And she actually may want to gravitate toward a divine masculine that she wants to say sorry to. This could be somebody from a long time ago, somebody that she's known a long time or has known in her past. This could be non-romantic. This could be unrelated. It could be that, again, there's that guy, there's that bluebird. So I really feel like this is somebody that she wants to talk to. Who is he to her? 9 of Pentacles. I actually think that this is a non-romantic situation, at least at first. She's getting the vibe or the symbol or the sign that, I keep thinking about this person. He's an individual that I would like to talk to. I see him as a mentor. Maybe he's the reason that I actually had some successes in my life. This could be an old boss. This could be an old teacher. But now might be a really good time to reach out to somebody and say, I just need to tell you, you were one of the most influential people in, my career. You were somebody who I realize I've come to the recognition that some people in my life, all the signs and symbols are there that, it's a train wreck. Other people in my life are huge contributors. And I'm realizing that the signs are always there. But as much as I need to not worry about the ones that are just, the train wreck that I should move on from, I should pay more attention to the ones that are contributors to my life. And you were a contributor. So I just need to tell you that. I really feel like this is a day to give a shout out to somebody that has been an incredible support system, an incredible mentor, or a great boss. Or it's like, because I met you and because I started working for you all those years ago when I was a teenager, that you taught me some of those valuable, work things that have carried me through my whole life. It really feels like she's got a sense of real gratitude and somebody that she wants to go talk to. Now, I don't know. Could this become like a reunion? This case, it says 10 of Swords. She may be drawn to them for a reason. I was going to say, could this become a relationship? Is this, sometimes the person that whatever was one of our bosses from a long time ago, but we always held them in high esteem. Maybe there was a little bit of attraction there. I'm wondering if she's getting this vibe that I need to go talk to them because they've gone through some painful ending. Maybe they need to hear from, she's a random person who pops up in their life out of the blue to say, hey, I just needed to tell you, you made a big impact in my life in such a positive way. You were that was the best job I ever had, or you were my best boss. They could be the same age. They could be somebody or, 2 people that just because that's your boss or was your boss doesn't mean that there's a discrepancy in age. But he might have just gone through something significant and painful and awful, because this feels very timely. What I think we're seeing, because this is the Wheel of Fortune, you notice that they chose to put, hands passing the, paying it forward or passing the buck forward, or reminding us that our lives are so interwoven and interconnected. And sometimes as we experience a hurt and a pain and we work through it and we get the lesson and we let something go and we learn how to listen to our guides, then in turn, we listen to the positive messages from our guides. And when we feel like we can't get somebody out of our head, we decide to reach out to them. We decide to tell them those nice words that we've thought about them. It's as important to tell people good things that we think about them as to deal with, the unpleasant connections in our life. But it almost feels like it's like we're weaving this thread between a bad experience of her life, letting somebody go, and then her thinking about good people in her life, and then her taking action to go talk to somebody, to this King of Pentacles, to tell him you were a great impact in my life. And it comes in at just a moment where she is his gift, because he's just gone through something very painful, very horrendous. Maybe somebody's torn him down to shreds. And the thing that he never would have guessed is that on his lowest day, on his lowest moment, this King of Pentacles is like, everybody hates me. I mean, nobody, I've made no impact in anybody's life. And that's the day that she walks in and goes, you know, I've been thinking about you for so long. I just needed to tell you, you know, what a huge impact you've been in my world. It feels like, you know, we don't know sometimes that we are somebody else's blessing. Us listening to our guides is not just about us. It's about how we are connected to somebody else and how we may be their little angel. So what is this? Oh, I love the connection that's being woven throughout this story. This is, let's put it this way. Either this starts things new, this starts a reconnection for the two of them. Who knows what it could become? Maybe it can become a romance. Maybe they're just supposed to be friends. Maybe, you know, whatever their relationship is, it may not be about the two of them. It may be that it gives him the breath of fresh air. And he's like, huh, oh my God. So hearing from one person who cares about me or says that I made a positive impact in their life, that almost erases the agonizing ending I had elsewhere in my life. And it gives me a fresh, you know, fresh set of eyes. It could be that this really saves him from a lot of hurt and pain that he was experiencing and gives him new perspective on life, just like our lead character got a new perspective on life. It is so heartwarming. It is so touching. It is such a positive experience for him to be able to feel this, you know, this joy, this, like, I cannot believe how nice this is, how good I feel about this now. Very, very positive set of experiences for both our lead character and then what she brings into this King of Pentacles life. Can I just ask, do these two have like a potential romance? Or Ace of Swords, this is all about truthful conversation. This is all about, you notice that we have all of the amethyst crystal. It's that there is some resonating frequency where these two, I do feel like they make each other very happy. And I feel like there is this opportunity for some kind of connection, some kind of beginning, or I should say new beginning. But it almost feels like these two are very peaceful counterparts. Could that become a romance? Sure. But I think more importantly, it's that these two have impacted each other so positively at such an important time that they know there's something here. There's a reason that we've met. I know unequivocally that you bring like calm into my life. He definitely feels that because of the fact that she walks into his life and gives him some kind of, I'll say, long overdue compliment or act of gratitude. She may literally take time to go drive to go see him or something, but he definitely has a sense of like, wow, that feels really good. Let's get one card here for somebody whose birthday is on the 26th. I like to do a birthday card pull also. So we'll end that storyline and just ask, what's a message for a birthday on the 26th? We have 3 of Cups. We have the Death card, and we have the 7 of Wands. So unrelated to this story, although goodness gracious, it feels like it could be totally related to this story. We have a time for companionship, celebration. We may have a year where there's a lot better, a lot more fun times ahead. We also have a transformation in a relationship. This could be with a Scorpio, or this feels more like Phoenix rising from the ashes. We see these two falling. I'm hearing that song, Fallen in Love Again, Baby, Baby, Fallen in Love. I'm fallen in love again. Like late 80s, maybe early 90s song. Kind of easy listening tune. It's a man's voice, but I can't think who sings it. We have 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is how we overcome struggles. This is a year where I think having the resources of friends, family, and potentially a really wonderful romantic partner are going to be the resources that we rely on when we face obstacles and problems. But everything can be transformed because we've got people who have our back. This is looking like this next year of life is going to be very positive, very people-centric, very people-oriented, very relationship-oriented. There will be problems, but we've got people who are fighting in our corner with us. They may have solutions that we haven't thought of. It says, reach out to resources anytime there's a conflict or a problem. Don't try to handle it alone in this next year, because those are our greatest resources in this coming year. I love that. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.